lived on farms or rural communities or whatever, and they still raised their little small gardens in the backyard and did their own canning and went down to the farmer's market or they bought from the local farmer to put up a bushel of beans for the winter or whatever, where families still lived in the same town. You often see the grandparents and the parents and even the children living in the same household in many cases or living close to one another in that situation. But things have changed. More and more people are leaving the states they grew up in to get jobs somewhere else. Of course, they're relocating. More and more people are leaving the farms every day where you don't have that huge family situation. The moms and pops of the old days, basically, when they reached retirement age, you often one of the children would move in with their spouse and their kid, and they would live in the house there with the parents to see to the parents are taken care of. Things have just changed, and now you see more and more people, more and more retired people who are working old of an age. There was one lady I worked with. She retired finally. She said, 78 years old. She was working part time at the job where I work at to supplement her income. I have also talked to some of them that works full time. They get Social Security, but they say they have a certain standard they want to live or whatever they're used to, or they have medical bills or any other whatever the reasons. Many of them that I've talked to that they work part time. I've worked with several of them that are in their 80s. They do this part time to supplement their income because they have no choice in it. I've talked to a few of them where their children live totally out of state. They're nowhere near them. So if something happens, they don't have no one to fall back on for that basic support they need. So they work part time to give them that extra money they need. I'm seeing less and less of it. I'm seeing more and more people who have chose to retire. They retired. They might have took a year or two off, but many of them went back to work because they just financially could not manage anymore without that extra help. So I think it's a sad case. I think we're seeing less and less of it. They talk about the baby boomers. A lot of the baby boomers are working past their retirement age. You're seeing more and more of the baby boomers working in places like McDonald's and Burger King. You're seeing more and more of them working at Walmart's and Kmart's and countless other places to subsidize their income because they cannot live off of that income that they're getting. They just can't. Unless, by chance, they had a extremely well paying job, unless by chance they are able to move in with their children to stay or their children moves in with them. However the situation is, unless by chance they have children that's financially stable that can afford to help them in return, you are seeing more and more of them working. The fact is, more and more people, even with the education that we get, even with more and more of them going to college and getting their degrees and their education is not necessarily getting the pay. They get out there after school is done, but there's no jobs out there for them. So they're still forced in a situation to take on jobs that's very low paying. And even if it does pay anything, it is the status of being full time. Many places do not do full time anymore. They do that to keep from paying insurance, and with this Obamacare set up now, a lot of them use that as an excuse to cancel insurance and use it as an excuse to cut hours back. It's a sad fact that more and more people who reach retirement age has to work. They have to subsidize that income. Instead of getting to enjoy themselves, to enjoy their time, to do things they want to do, or maybe spend time maybe with their grandkids or spend time with their kids, they're not getting to do this in many cases because in many cases, like I said, a lot of those children does not live in the same state they do way it's happening. Many of them has moved out of town. Many of them has moved out of state. They have taken jobs overseas. They do what they have to subsidize the income. So they leave their parents behind because they have no choice and they've got to do what they got to do. They got to take care of their family. So they've made this choice. So then the parents, when they get to a certain age, they have an option of going into these retirement homes or such. And then, of course, the retirement homes take every penny they get. And once the insurance is used up, whatever, then they're forced to leave. So more and more of them, yes, health is a big issue nowadays. More and more people are healthier than they used to be in many cases. But also, same token too, many of the medications have massive amount of side effects. Lice, talking about lice on the news where the lice is mutated, has become immune to the lice stuff. Same way with antibiotics. Our bodies has become immune to antibiotics for people who has consumed large amounts of stuff from stores that's treated with certain preservatives and stuff. It has created us to be antibiotic resistant on things. So there's a lot of good things. A lot of them live longer than it was, but at the same time, they're retiring and they have nothing really to show for it. If they got a spouse that can help them, I mean, if it's a couple and they got enough coming in between both of them, they can afford a retirement. If they got children that can help them or family members or whatever, that's good. But the thing is, the moms and pops of what we in the day is a dying breed. I mean, they're just not there. If you remember the old TV show, The Waltons, you know, you had the grandparents living there, the parents living there, and you had all the grandchildren living there and all that. They lived in this big household. They cut lumber on the hill, they sold it, and they also raised their own food, they raised their own animals and stuff. Those days are not like they used to be. Things are different now. Even in the urban situations when people lived in town, they still did their small little gardens. They still had the families living in the big houses together, and they helped one another out. It was just a known fact that when they reached retirement age, that the children would take over the responsibilities, basically to take care of them in return for them doing for them all those years. That was just something that was calm to be expected, to be there to take care of your parents when that time comes. It's not happening now. I've seen several. I've talked to different ones that their kids don't even talk to them. Their kids are so busy in their own lives they don't even bother to call them once a week. Now I don't call my parents as much as I should, and I'm just guilty of it as that. But life has become such a rat race in today's society with the computer technology that's changing constantly, the job market fighting for a position, the temp services, the reduction in hours, the cost of insurance, being cost of having to have automobile insurance, cost of everything going up. Retired people just not being able to fully retire and enjoy themselves like they used to be able to do, where they used to be able to go down to the local restaurant, and they still you still see it. But I remember growing up seeing the guys at the local family restaurant sitting around back in the corner. They're talking about cattle and all this other stuff or whatever they're talking about, but they're just having a good old time. And the women had quilting clubs. They could get together, do quilting stuff or recipes or whatever. The women did their little thing and the men did their little thing. And they took advantage of this retirement. They did a little travel if they wanted to. But now it's changed. Now you're seeing more and more of them working past their retirement age. Many of them's working full time. Many of them's working part time. Many of them's working just taking in odd jobs or anything. My grandmother would take in laundry and wash laundry with extra money and stuff like that. And many of them I've heard many of them talk about that their children and their grandchildren lives in other states that they don't get to see or they've gone years without seeing them. I haven't got to go see my parents because I don't have the money to go see them. And they can afford to come and see me, but they're not going to drive up here. They're not going to do that. And at their age, I can't blame them on that either. So I think more moms and pops are not going to be able to retire when their retirement time comes. They're slowly trying to raise the retirement age up to 70 anyway. If I work my full time, it'd be 67.8 months is what my full time would be for retirement. And in that, if I continue to work to 67.8 months, I think it might be a $200 difference if I continue to work at that rate. So it said for the next 6 years, if I continue to make $3,000 a month, I would get $700 in Social Security. So, and I'm going to have to somehow subsidize my income by doing that. I would have to turn around and find me a continue to work part time or something other to bring that money in that I need. Even now, I don't make enough to cover bills. I'm struggling every day. So, can you imagine what it'd be like when I reach 62 years old and the cost of living has gone up even more? Will I be able to retire at all? Hopefully, I can. Hopefully, I'll be able to subsidize my income with other sources coming in. But this is what's being seen more and more, and you're seeing people who has no business, physically has no business working. Their health is not good. They're in a lot of pain. They have to take all kinds of medications in order to function, but they're forced to work because society has changed. And I believe the retirement for people enjoying ourselves and being able to enjoy the simple life is slowly going away as the children are being forced to move away to have jobs and lives and stuff as the family units are slowly being torn apart and becoming less and less as the farms are becoming less and less. I think we're going to see less and less people retiring because they just cannot afford to. So this is live prayer here. I want you to be safe, be happy. Bless you all.